Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes.
Living in a broken apartment, drugs in the compartment. Every other weekend the entire police department pulls up on the block, cause a fucker with a Glock. Kid forgot who he was, so his best friend got shot. As we go a little closer, see a man and a woman they met once back at the young age of 11. That was before the man had seen the war of life. Back when the woman had said she wanted to be a wife, so they together right. First months they never fight. After a couple of weeks the man begins to get beat, but now with punches and kicks the woman calls him a dick right in front of their friends. He knows it will never end, but it might, so he sticks around for a while longer. It gets worse now, the abuse is becoming physical. He gets cuts and bruises, it's supposed to make him stronger. He's in love with the pain, gonna stay till he's a goner.
Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes.
After weeks of this torture, questions start to get asked. Said he's a gangbanger, all of his friends have passed, and he's avenging their deaths, but gets beat in the process. All the woman's friends know that it's a bunch of fucking nonsense. It don't matter though, cause one day he finally snapped. The fighting began, and then she fucking switched to attack. He decided he'd been hit for the final time. He deprises her, she's no longer a dime. She's the scum of the earth, how could she treat him this way? She says she'd never give birth. She says months along the way she starts to tremble in fear. He's shaking with rage as he's walking near. She's wondering how to be saved. All the time that he spent, all the thoughts in his head. She never paid rent, she should end up dead because she never helped out. She only smoked weed, he had so much doubt, and she's beginning to plead.
Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes.
As he strikes the bitch, her cries getting loud. He tells her shut the fuck up, something he's been told before. He puts her hands on her mouth, hits that bitch from behind. He knocks her out, flips her over, keeps committing his crime. There's not a spot on her body that a punch doesn't land. Two black eyes, a broken nose, and the collarbones crushed. He beat her back in her chest as he's bawling his eyes out. He sees her body barely breathing, sits across on the couch. As he calms the fuck down, takes a look at what he's done. He considers walking over and grabbing his gun, but he lays there in the blood, shedding tears. He starts to worry as he should, cause the cops coming over in the morning. When they bust through the door, she's lying there on the floor. The men had fallen asleep, blood all over his jeans. As they observe the scene, immediately put him in cuffs. The cops had gone through his drawers, they found all of his drugs.
Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes.
He's still not fully awake, finds himself in the cab with two officers in front. Forgot he beat his girl bad. He thought they found all his stash, he'd get away from the girl. He figured they'd let him dash, it'd be a minor offense. He looked down at his hands, realized they covered in blood. Never answered demands from no one with mud. He guessed the deal had gone down and he had almost got robbed, but looking down with a frown, that's not what happened. He sobbed, and they taking him in, throwing him in a cell. He had no chance to resist, and this is gonna be hell. If they found out what happened, he'd never make it alive. He did what everyone said, beat up the biggest of guys. It didn't work, one punch and all he's seeing is red. Ends up in hospital, something's wrong with the man. Even away from the girl, he's still catching hands. Just the beginning though, he knows he's gonna end up dead.
Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes.
So month after month, wasting away in his cage, he's still getting punched, bruises all over his face. Again he'd had enough, full of adrenaline and rage. A final note he writes as he tears off the page. Scribbled words mixed with blood, like ink and red mixed with tears. As he writes his last words, he won't be heard as his fear. Wraps it up, puts it down, leaves it there on his bed. Grabs a noose, sets it up, and he hangs himself dead. Dear fall, I hope you get this and I know you won't care when you read that I did kick the chair. I don't know why you got enjoyment making life living hell. Want you to know that to the end, not a soul did I tell about what truly had happened, cause I loved you the most. My worst mistake I had made was coming home that day. I should've never hit you, even though you hit me. I just wrote to say I'm sorry as a person can be.
Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a while I could look at you, see the twinkle in your eyes. Once in a